Y ahora qué pasó, que ando poniendo música, pues me terminaron reclamando por copyright. Igual no dudo que mi cliente, o sea, ya lo contra notifiqué de reclamaciones que tiene copyright del directo anterior, pero igual yo creo que vamos a hacerlo sin música del juego por completo. Lo voy a bajar todo a la música para que no me lo reclamen cuando esté haciendo los directos. Y ya nomás se escucha mi voz. O también no creo que está, pues que voy a poner música libre de copyright como esta de aquí. Bueno, como sea, vamos a empezar con esta madre. Vamos a quitar el rock Callahan. Es hora del disco. Nos quedamos la partida pasada en que nos metimos a un pinche desagüe. Y ahorita, no te creas, no nos metimos a un desagüe, nos metimos de manera ilegal a un gimnasio abandonado. Pero pues son gajes del oficio, o sea que nosotros que somos polis, pues podemos hacer lo que se nos cante en gana, ¿sabes? Hostia, y salimos a la calle principal. Podemos ingresar otra vez. Voy a buscar rápido algo más. Y de allí, porque también tenemos un poquito el tiempo encima. A ver si... por acá. Agujero en la pared. Unos cuantos ladrillos caídos revelan un compartimiento oculto en la pared. Esto es demasiado como para ver el interior. ¿Dónde estamos? Mirar, hay un agujero en la pared. Iluminarlo. Ya veo, parece que hay algo en su interior. Interesante. ¿Quiere echar un vistazo? Vale, claro. Tu mano se adentra en la oscuridad atravesando telaraña, hurgando alrededor. Encuentras rifles oxidados escondidos. Kim, rifles. El teniente se acerca curioso. ¿Funcionan? Examinar los rifles. La mayoría están oxidados y no funcionan, pero uno te llama la atención. Un modelo de acción de perno con una bonita empuñadura de madera. Esperen. ¿Saben qué? Ahorita nomás tengo la música bajada en el... directamente en el OBS. Voy a ver. Yo creo que es mejor si le bajo el volumen en YouTube y le subo el volumen en el OBS. Rápido. Como por aquí ya lo traía. Que me notifica nada. Subiéndole un poco más, veamos qué tal se escucha. Igual creo que ni se escucha mucho en general en la partida. Como la mitad lo voy a subir. Bueno, esta canción ya no sé si no tiene copyright o sí. Bueno, suficiente música, o sea, ya ni modo. Eso... Así querían que fueran las cosas, mierda, se escucha... Se escucha bastante, la verdad. Creo que de momento lo vamos a dejar así. A ver.
Take it. You're a police officer. Police officers carry guns.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
El teniente con aprobación tiene un brillo en la mirada. Parece que ya no funciona. Aún así es precioso y a su madera. A su manera, no a su madera. ¿Qué carajo? ¿Dónde estamos? Mirar en torno a la habitación. ¿Por qué estaría en los rifles aquí?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
Diría que es una interesante coincidencia. Podrían resultarnos útiles en
He
algún
likes this find.
Le gusta el hallazgo. Mirar en torno a la habitación secreta.
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
A los rifles semi-ocultos. Debe ser un viejo alijo de armas. Uy, no cuesta mucho, pero pues ya por lo menos ya tenemos un arma. Acción de perno. 4 disparos con estructura de madera. Se ve muy buen arma, De momento, yo me imagino que en algún momento nos van a dar la opción de poder arreglar. Por lo menos ya le van a dejar de hacer jodas de que perdió su arma al pobre Harry. Avisé al bolsas, pero pues no, otra vez no puedo jugar. Ni modo. Igual me dijo que no iba a poder estar todos los directos. Quisiera decir grandísimo. Y aparte más que nada porque está haciendo guardia en su universidad. A ver si en alguno de los directos con el Bravo llega a platicarlo. Tuvo que... ahorita está en una huelga la gente en su universidad. Y ahorita está haciendo...
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony. It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above.
What are you doing?
¿Qué estás haciendo? Pregunta el teniente al observar cómo intentas meter en la caldera. Estoy alucinando, oigo la voz del asesino del ahorcado. No estoy seguro, Kim, pero creo que ahí arriba hay alguien hablando.
Wait, really? I should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
Deberíamos investigar el piso de arriba. ¿Qué es esta cosa? ¿Es una caldera? Vamos a
Looks
ver.
like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney.
Está conectado a la chimenea. Abre la portezuela y se asoma con cautela.
No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
A lush layer of coal. Now you feel the spirit of Ramut Karzai, ancient hero of Gra, pulsing through you. All that's left is to cover your face in war paint. Three dangerous stripes appear onto your cheeks.
What are you doing?
Soy la reencarnación de un guerrero milenario, il marano. No.
Please wipe your face clean, officer.
No limpiarse.
These three stripes give you strength in this dangerous realm. It would be foolish to remove them.
Eliminarlas sería una necedad. Estamos explorando este lugar siniestro y necesito la protección de mi pintura.
And this protects you.
Eso le protege. Esto es la pintura de guerra tradicional. Me servirá para salvaconducto contra los espíritus guardianes que habitan en este sitio. Me da confianza y eso es todo lo que importa aquí.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Adelante. No, porque no quiero pasar más vida. Hemos encontrado buena mierda, viejo. Apenas son las 3. Yo creo que todavía me da la tarde para ir avanzando más con el caso. A partir de aquí creo que debería ser un guardado de partida.
This old fireplace, a diagram for radio frequencies, it seems. UK unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Looks like a surveillance program. Someone very important, the leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like all of this is gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? No, that's not it. I think it looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the We Were board game, with hit death thrown in. Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but... Yes, especially... Okay, let's...
banda adhesiva que reza plan de producción. Nota: este filamento contiene información legible a través de una radiocomputadora. Un momento. No me deja.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Cut like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key, a bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Oh no. It was already glowing and now it's also making a sound. It's probably some alien CO-like technology. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? The filament you have inserted into the reader. Yes. Is that the production schedule? Good. Please repeat the...
You should ask her for a hint.
No. Still no.
Yo creo que es mala idea decir que soy policía, pero...
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder Fortress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for...
Now, can you please received?
That sounds bad. A log, don't worry. Passwords have a way of
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. The filament slides out.
¿Cuál podría ser contraseña? Podría ser algo relacionado a esto.
Your flashlight, some of the writing has... This old fireplace, a diagram for summoning radio frequencies, unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into... You think so? The web is comprised of... Looks like a surveillance program. Whoever decides all of this is gone. There's no...
My God, the schedule.
Nothing. An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. What an odd thing to do. Still nothing. Those curtains prove to be surprisingly...
There must be another way to wake up whoever is in there.
Bent metal. Broken... You are the destroyer. The bane of inanimate matter. Kudos.
Nueva idea. ¿Qué idea se le metió al pendejín ahora? Investigación. Uy, y ya me dio más umbral de dolor. Eso es bueno. No me deja interiorizarlo. Eran dos. No me deja de desocuparme la idea esta. tampoco es la única idea que de momento me deja desequipar. También no ocupo. También me da autoridad. Oh, y gritamos hacia la salida. Vamos a ver si no se me pasó nada. No, Harry, no vamos a. ¿Cómo se dice? A levantar pesas. Es momento. Vamos, aquí la doña en la que le acabamos de colarnos.
You broke down the back door,
Echado abajo la
the
puerta
wards,
trasera,
the
parece
door.
triste, resignada.
It's all gone now.
La puerta ya no
Dark
está, nada,
psychic
la energía
energy
psíquica
leaching onto
oscura
my
se
shop.
colará a mi tienda. Sí, a veces es necesario recurrir a medidas
I suppose
desesperadas.
it's
Supongo
all
que esta
over
actividad
now.
en sus hombros se
I guess there's
derrumba.
no escape.
No hay escapatoria. ¿De qué está
Just a
hablando?
door?
Se lo
This
estima-
place is cursed,
Una
detective.
simple puerta.
They don't
Este
call
lugar
it the
está
doomed
maldito.
commercial area for
Por
nothing.
algo se
Just
llama
look at the
zona
sheer
comercial
amount of
maldita,
companies
la
that have
cantidad de
failed in this house.
empresas que han tenido que cesar su
I hope you're
negocio.
happy now.
Espera
Happy
que
that
estás
you've
contento,
ruined
contento
everything.
de haber echado
Now
todo,
that
pero
you've
es
broken the
ahora
door,
ha
the
roto
curse
la
is coming
puerta
to
de la
get me
maldición
as
será
well.
por mí. Vaya, maldita.
Of course you didn't. You're nothing but a
Creía
policeman.
que lo que la maldición era un cuento de niños. Claro que sí, no es simple policía.
All right. You know what? I'm willing to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. We are set on the path. There's little else to do. But before we go on, tell me, did you encounter the malignant entity? You did? Then it has to be true. I've suspected that this woman-shaped energy must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you see that she lives inside the chimney?
Se refiere a la chimenea que sale del horno central. Ahí salen voces. La chimenea no es como en la chimenea el pasadizo. Ahora todo tiene sentido. Pues claro, ahora todo
Yes,
tiene sentido.
that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. And do return to me after you've talked to it. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse.
If you're really interested in cracking this mystery, then we should go back to the furnace. Maybe you could yell into it or something.
Despite his cool, the lieutenant's interested in solving this mystery too.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirit. The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
Didn't that curtain just move?
Annette dijo que los interiores habían atravesado ciertas dificultades económicas.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements.
Dios, esta señora jugó demasiado Doom y le estoy molestando los Tome.
There's something wrong with this building.
Sounds familiar.
En el edificio pasa algo malo, se lo aseguro. De aquí. Qué raro, yo siento lo mismo que significará todo esto.
Truly so?
De ver,
Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous. Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards.
Los que me proporcionaron las salvaguardias.
The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building. Even though now I fear it's not enough.
Su colgante es un amuleto protector, ¿Por qué no nos dijo eso directamente?
The woman before you scanned.
Mucho texto, gente. Y vamos a volver al Intel. Me imagino que el arma me ha de dar autoridad en el momento que la equipe. Ahora, gente, se supone que el Harry ya no es un imbécil. Bueno, siempre lo va a decir, ni modo, como todos nosotros, pero se vive con eso. Es una conversión vulgar. De nada. Vamos a checar. Aparte ya es tarde, se supone que ya deberían estar estos pendejos. Aquí por ejemplo estoy estaba. No me dice nada. Este puesto no me dice nada. A ver si me deja abrir la
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? A lot. For the room and broken window? 100. Like what? I was rarely.
Vamos a ver si no se me pasó nada de arriba. Y vamos. Me cuesta creer que
The door is closed.
no trajera algo más de Harry para esto.
The bed is cold and not.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Todavía no soy dormir. Me dejará forzar sin el equipo. Para nada.
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore.
El desastre fui yo en el sello personal. Es mi sello personal.
I can see that.
Ya veo, da un paso hacia la puerta. Parece que le gustaría marcharse. A ver si de aquí. No, para nada. Y todavía no aparecen esos tipos que decían que hacían desmadre aquí adentro. Siento muy raro moverme corriendo con el shift en este juego. Porque al contrario de por ejemplo, algunos shooters, pues hace más paro de que estés moviendo la cámara mientras nomás le das para adelante a la W con el shift. Pero acá como también le tienes que dar a la A, a la S y a la D mientras presionas el shift. En lo personal se me hace como raro de manejar esto. Ahora, guardar partida. Guardarla.
There he still is, looking right through you. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
La cinta empleada para colgarlo de la rama superior parece de calidad industrial. Es el cinturón inspeccionado.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably delicate and fragile. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots. Ceramic plate, zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the heel, fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
¿Dónde está el resto? Solo lo han llevado los del barrio. Por ese fuera de lugar, golpear la bota, tirar la bota.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure? The stench fills your nostrils as you put...
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
¿Qué? ¿A qué viene tanta angustia?
You're going to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Yes, that's what I said. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
Esas botas irían de lujo con mis pantalones acampanados. Esta tecnología enemiga avanzada. Deberíamos ver sus debilidades. No somos disruptivos, debe haber contra la bota. La pista es cara. Tienen pintas de caras. Pensé que podría empeñarlas y agenciarme unos cuantos reales.
For a full set of armor, I wouldn't blame you. But these boots are hardly worth a disciplinary hearing. There are better ways to pay a hostel bill. Besides,
It's hard to get a read on the lieutenant. What would he do if you stole them? Would he report you?
there's no way you are getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots for 7 days.
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't. The anticipation makes you crack your fingers.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue? Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if we should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil. Yes, bullets will fly. They always do. And the sabatons dangle off them.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics. For a full set, about 4 years of wages. By catching, do you mean, let's not log them as evidence? Let's steal them?
What was that about the constabulatory before? You need to push some buttons if you want to recruit the lieutenant in a conspiracy.
comisaría está remoloneando. ¿Por qué no poner medidas nosotros mismos antes de que mueran más hombres?
So they don't get shot in the
Para
foot?
que no les
I
disparen
think
más.
our
Creo que
extremities are
nuestras
fine without a
extremidades
dead
también
man's
sin las
boots.
botas.
Oops. Well, no one said it would work.
That's for us to find out.
Tenemos que averiguar.
My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. But that's just something I scraped together from my station.
He's not actually.
I
Es
agree.
muy avanzado. Estoy
This
de acuerdo,
equipment
usted
is
tiene
way
equipos
beyond what a
muy
guard
por
can
encima de lo
afford.
que un guardia puede permitirse.
The cadaver slowly twists. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the bra. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the vermilion in yellow letters along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
Extremely. Industrial strength. The kind used for tying cargo to lorries.
Tipo de cuerda puede ser si tiene villas de las que se usan para los remolcadores, del tipo que se usa para atar y mantener carga estable.
Like in a circus, when the circus leaves town and they tie a black spotted giraffe to the wall of a carry pen.
No, more like in harbor, like the one just east of here. I get the sense they used whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
Damos por hecho de que fueron los portuarios, está claro que querían asegurar que como al retroceder.
I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes, motivated by the ongoing strike.
Esto puede ser una
You?
especie de linchamiento, sí, motivado por la huelga en curso.
No, you feel like it was something else. But what?
Voy de momento al siguiente dando palos de
We all are.
no
This
todo
belt
está
worries me.
para mí, esta cinta me preocupa. Está claro de que querían asegurarse. El poliéster parece resistente.
It's not merely polyester,
Poliéster
it's
está
still
reforzado con
reinforced.
acero.
See these lines?
Está para
This is
insuficiencia
where the
de
wires run. I see rabbits for more than 20 strands.
ranuras de más de 20.
This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
Es más fácil de poner que de quitar. Señala la hebilla que ajusta la cinta. Subirían por la escalera.
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Y luego tiraron con fuerza la cinta para cerrar la hebilla.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his corpse is marked by stars.
Está marcado por las estrellas.
Alcohol,
Alcohol
and your fist clenches suddenly.
estará marcado por agujas de bala. Agujeros de bala estará plagado de discotecas.
Decay is creeping on the tattoo. Already, most of the canvas that's holding it has darkened. Now, it disintegrates slowly, letting out a stink.
Sistema microeléctrico. Patrón nacional.
A map of the stars.
Pastelar se da vuelta. Veo
I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
So am I.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small...
Shit, Kuno!
An instant color camera.
This is the first time he openly acknowledged.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass.
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
¿A qué es la leche? ¿Para qué queremos la foto?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Sure, just don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse, his eyes, dark brown hair grow. Underneath the curdled meat there is an expression, not carried on his features, but below, inside, an expression of pleasure. This man was experiencing joy at the moment of his death.
Bajo la carne cuajada hay una expresión presente, no es su rasgo, sino debajo, detrás de una expresión de placer. Este hombre estaba experimentando el alegría al momento de su muerte.
I'm gone.
Ese allí. Hay otro así de profundo. ¿Quién eres? ¿Qué ha pasado?
Into the wild in the past. I'm a joke. Look at me. A killer. A motherfucker.
Takes one to know one.
Go ahead. You sure I got out of that one? God, what do you mean? It's the power of your magic.
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you! Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of them.
He loves those. Maybe I was getting my rocks off.
Puede que me estuviera corriendo. Le hicieron un trabajito, asfixia autoerótica. Interesante. ¿Por qué hablas tan mal tu dialecto? Entonces sentías excitación sexual cuando te colgaron.
Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation type to you? Captain Coppadromo, I fear we are drifting away, fixating on sexuality again. Let's go with a simpler question. Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
How should I know why you are squinting, officer? Oh.
The monster comes back into focus. An explosion of...
So, what do you think? I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have...
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
The pool of blood and feces has eaten into the...
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of...
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Maybe. I agree.
There are crows...
Totally dead. Dabadoob dead. I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck.
Y en su cuello señala su hinchada barbilla.
The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think.
Tiene toda la pinta de linchamiento. Puede que se moviera después de la muerte, quizás lo estrangular.
Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils.
Of course. You have questions, don't you? The power... Because you're a copperoony. Look at all of them guns. Here you go, you loony. Because you have... Fuck no. You're no Rooney. No, you don't. Between... Come back later, Corpo.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it.
A las cintas sin ayuda, y aunque tengamos aún no sabemos cómo cortarlo. No puedo hacer lo otro, podemos cortar la rama, menudo pollón. Tal vez podamos bajarlo de un disparo. Pedir ayuda en el puerto. Estoy en blanco. Cortar
Climb up there and saw the branch? There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pigs!
How? Yes, the buckle, where it ties the cargo belt to the tree. If the shot hits that, then there might be a small chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now
They'll miss!
The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea.
What else can we do? I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case.
Confirmed. It's unsafe. But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
Primero que nada, aprovecho para subir el nivel. Motricidad, coordinación, ojo, mano. Preparado, apunta, dispara. Tengo ahorita 2 niveles en esta cosa. Y si me subo el sabor fire, puedo intentarlo de recuperar mi chaqueta más al rato. Pero ahorita me puede ayudar para poder quitar el... creo que mejor me decanto por cosas de la vuelta que escogí. Con sugestiones con lo que estoy haciendo lo de convencer al teniente Kim. No me dejó subir hasta mal.
He breathes out.
Oh yeah, do this shit! Fuck it up!
Antes que nada,
I'll blow his head up.
Take it!
Yeah, take the.
Silence, with his elbow sharp, and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner.
He's gonna fucking.
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the wall.
God damn it.
He feels bad about his eyes mostly. Just
Fucking idiot!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he? Kuno's sorry too.
the lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised. Any more mistakes could put us in. Remain collegial, officer. It was an honest. I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance. Okay, they do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there, okay, let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way. From the gates, by negotiating or fighting. Or we can try the secret route we found, where your cloak is. It looked doable.
To the gates. Let's fight, I say.
Es una nota escrita a mano que encontraste en la nevera del enorme oso polar. La orilla tiene algunas marcas de los imanes de la cocina en forma de fruta que se usaron para cerrar la puerta de la nevera. ¿No me deja interactuar? Ah, ya, sí, cierto, en la parte roja, no en la blanca.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Suliswaf.
Lo haría yo mismo, cuídate, Sulislao.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here. That's a plausible hypothesis. Really? You don't have a single guess? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter. I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Didn't you see one right next to the... An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky, but something's not right. Gone. For you to discover. You've gotten as far. Someone close to the victim might know.
Haz lo necesario para bajar. Consigue que se sutil ayuda a Evans.
Now it's turning into a kind of a...
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and it's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter. Some cigarettes and food money. Nothing. Her smile. No. This one is a monster in disguise.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone. Why? I just told you why.
I can't believe it's not. It felt like spring.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south.
Yes?
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions next. That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way...
Esto yo me lo he spoileado y nomás es joderlo. Más al rato checo eso.
Yes? There must be another way into the building.
The spread pattern of these bullet holes makes your chest ache. Your breath grows heavier.
Remnants from the revolution. These are over half a century old. Perhaps a crime of a sort ages ago, but no, these do not warrant an investigation. Not much. I don't have a...
Bla bla bla. Menos reacción y menos retórica, ya entendí.
get involved in this.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building. A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. Baton, my maiden name. I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure...
There's a trace of irony in his voice.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition.
Why, yes I am. The boat? No. It is called...
The word, a breeze ripples through the sails and tugs at your hair. Below, the sleek, fish-like shape of the hull.
My sloop?
I'm enjoying...
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman.
Good. What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It is a giant undertaking.
She nods.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big... Let's say I was not making the kind of...
And when did you...
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the ask...
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike?
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times, the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time, their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive. Mr. Clare told him to, how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Yes, extremely. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the youth. There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Every worker, a member of the board. Then you might also like their other slogan. Demand democracy. Personally, I don't think it has the same pizzazzo as every worker a member of the board. It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
72,000 empleados de Wild Pines. Eso es muy permitido. Los trabajadores no pueden ser reyes. El rey es el rey. El rey está muerto. Larga vida a los trabajadores.
That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not as far. I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyar at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refused? If they were organised by Wild Pines. Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the work. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, Detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is... Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story. Indeed. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 50, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've...
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should... Feelings will guide the way.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
She's silent.
Officer. You know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give some...
You're doing it, despite your own...
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my The Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbour. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a complete surprise to the RCM either. Or you can find your badge, which honestly seems...
Detective, a word in private before we continue. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
Oh, you could request a new one.
Yeah, you better keep walking.
A sturdy metal door. The door rattles against your... The door rattles.
Stop banging on the door! I'm not letting any more strangers inside. The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here. No. I'll go check the backyard door.
Madame, I assure you, we are real...
There is no reply.
Welcome to Rivachol.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money... You're 100% sure you got special Hobocop money for that tear. At least 100% extra tear money. If the numbers on the machine told you otherwise, do you know what you... You see several packaged raincoats.
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real. Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
What's that magazine she's reading?
I don't know. Frit? A 7 to 11 grocery store. I think they think that the... You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
Yeah, me neither. Okay. I don't really know anything. Not really. No. I don't know, really.
No need to worry.
Okay. Uh-huh. Is this...
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? Body still hanging in the tree? Hey, that's a rough pickle. I'm not really an admirer of dead bodies. Might be someone else. I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not...
Beneath the jolly.
Aye. Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him. Then press the button, then go past, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
The man whispers a jaunt.
You know, serious business.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike.
Body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
Hasta su estómago y se hubiera emborrachado y ahogado. Tienes razón, soy un alcohólico.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning. Begging for help, attempting to pass fear for cooperation. How far you gave the world, you dominated lesser cultures. Like you will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah.
There is a button right behind him. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are more cooperative.
That is right. Bring your troops to the city walls.
This is your No, don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive. Remember? Communicate. Go ahead. Don't...
Inane popular cultureling.
We still need to get into the...
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you! Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure, I always say.
He might have some advice. but you got to at least try.
No parece haber nada más aquí.
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno gets it from his dad. Problem is, Kuno and his dad had a little falling out. Now junkies clawing at Kuno's door. Streets going mad. Kuno's got to throw a dirty popo man is you. In there, Kuno's dad is a fucking monster. He's the most violent man in Revachol. He doesn't give a shit about a single thing. He drinks too. Like half. A baggie, but like in this vial. Fuck you,
you can barely see.
Okay, Kuno's listening.
Entraría a saco dándolo todo por pillar el desfiaré. Pero no por el desfile, iré a hacer de frente a un más bien de rebachador. En el nombre de la justicia, soy de narcóticos, cuando voy a confiscar es la basura.
Alright, pig. You can plug him. Kuno's violent dad's got Kuno's key. So you need to fuck your way in there. Go to the pier side. Bang, then you go to room 2. That's it. Next time Kuno sees you, you better have his shit.
What the hell are you signing us up for here? Cool. No, really. Rock and roll.
Yeah, did you fuck in there? course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the docky boys his gimps? Just got a fly pig.
Suechos en sus perras. Y que ahí así de simple y fácil me estás diciendo que tengo que saltar para llegar a mi edad.
Not for you, pig. Kuno can't wait to see you.
Kuno can't wait to see.
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy. Just jump.
Is it? You got pretty fucked. Kuno's surprised you've still got your head after all that. Whatever, piggy. Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come. Kuno doesn't fucking.
Ventaja obtenida tras asimilación. 20 de la distancia de la cámara. Los límites de motricidad aumentan en 1. Entonces, a ver si eso ya me permite saltar bien.
The tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing. No, no, that's still...
Sure. Just be careful, okay? Looks like you almost strained a muscle there.
The tarpaulin cloak with possible... The tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing. No.
Sure. Just be careful.
Sí, la verdad es que sí me tienta mejor a reiniciar, empezar desde cero. Ya con estadísticas que me ayudan a completar más fácilmente esta parte, pero luego sí, ¿qué tal si? Interesante. Tu sensibilidad refleja la inteligencia emocional. Tu inteligencia refleja la capacidad de razonar. vamos a pensar un poco más. A lo mejor no puede ser. A ver, espera. Voy a checar algo. A lo mejor me estoy precipitando y todavía puedo pasarlo así el juego. Dejen, voy por agua. A ver. Ok, no me voy a precipitar. Vamos a pensar cómo vamos a pasar. Porque es mala idea ahorita, nomás el único camino que tenemos que es hablar con los mafiosos. Ok, lo de la ruta del policía emocional sí es bastante aburrida. Si me pongo a pensarlo. Podemos intentar continuarla y dejar que se vaya toda la cagada. O puedo intentar hacer otro lugar. Ya con cosas que me permitan ser más hacer bien las cosas. hacer. ¿Para qué te metes en un stream donde un tipo habla? Es la ruta que me permite en la Wii.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let...
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing me your...
Does he strike you as the kind of man who puts mugs into trash?
Mierda, que sí es muy aburrida esta puta Wii. Dios mío. ¿Y por qué les di a continuar de nuevo? Ya, pues, a esta hora uno no carbura muy bien. Vamos a ver. Ok, creo que ya bugueé el juego. Increíble. Increíble. Ah, si le doy escape me deja con el fondo este. Nueva partida. No puedo hacer así, 5 y 5. Seis es lo máximo. Lo dejo hasta 4. Es que sí que me deja bien para las conversaciones, pero ¿a quién diablo le importa? Me voy a hacer la ruta del Bruce Banner, ya sé. Muy inteligente y muy fuerte. Y me puedo poner 5. Practica el arte de la persuasión. Disfruta la conversación intelectualmente rigurosas. Vamos. Y me faltaron los otros puntos. Las furias habitan en el espejo. Dios mío, ¿por qué siempre que me
There is no never, and an odd, to you, or great to you, the song of
Somehow, you
le puedo poner más fuerza. O se lo puedo dejar igualado. Se lo voy a dejar igualado. Voy por más fuerza. Establecer como principal. Teatralidad. Interpreta al actor. Miente, detecta mentiras. Establecer como principal. Por eso me lo pongo igualado, ¿no? Siguiente. Y si trato de rolear el personaje de Barry de la serie Barry, creo que sí vendría bien esto. Si le pongo... Es que Barry era un pendejazo. Pero le puedo dar también como principal la teatralidad. Lo dejo 4, le pongo también motricidad o coordinación ojo-mano. Se lo dejo 3, 3, 3. Y creo que sería como lo más parecido al personaje de Barry. Se lo dejo en 4. Y Constitución se lo subo un poco más. Barry no tenía nada de inteligencia emocional. Así que creo que es como la build de Barry. Constitución. Barry era fuerte, pero tampoco es que se destacara mucho por eso. Se destacaba más por poder ser buen tirador. Y era un tremendo pendejazo, así que se lo puedo dejar 3, 3, 2. Y digamos que puede ser un buen peleador. También. O podemos rolear a Doctor House. Nos quitamos esto. No, espérate, Doctor House lo tenía todo. Ahí, inteligencia. Motricidad no tenía. Un poco de fuerza, un poco de psique. Suena mejor lo de rolear a Barry. Se lo dejo en 4. 4. 3. No se lo pongo al revés.
There is never an inordinate amount. You got it. I know you do. Coming right up, sir. All right. Nothing. Do you want me to upgrade that to a one? The song, like a fly to the ointment.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth. A fiery...
Somehow, you... You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium key ring. There is a single key on the ring, the number 1. This fan has 2 chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap, what you have in your hand is a truly hidden.
Que los circulitos que aparecen aquí alrededor de como el círculo este que tiene arriba, los puntos.
Hello, officer.
Es una pendejada, ¿verdad?
The young woman raises. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28.
No.
The young woman shakes.
No. You're a police officer, sir. I'm not. Unless you've been here for 3 days. Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking. Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer. Could it be because of the drinking? Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Something stirs in you as she's about to. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Yes? There was the usual ruckus. I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people. Oh, yes.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. It would appear so. A slow, sad song started playing. Like organ music on repeat. Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. That it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. Yes.
It's impossible to say whether she's being sarcastic.
Then you started screaming and trashed the place. A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. There was. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4. It's 51. The current century? Centuries don't have... Civilization has existed for... You're right. There's no... You're in a hostile... We are in...
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world revolution, she is central to our moment in time.
Forever
and ever and ever. Out of the corner of your eye, you see the hair on the back of your hand standing on...
The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. Glad to have been of assistance.
Espera. Me falta ir a la parte de afuera por mis otros zapatos.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it. Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously. How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire. Good. They'll make you stronger and better. You're too old to be cool now, but find cigarettes, smoke them, blam. Instantly a cool renegade man, a mystical plus. Smoking them gives... There they both are, 2 identical shoes, both copiously like 2 baby crocodiles. Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be...
si todavía no me he visto la jeta. No me puedo subir.
A bespectacled man, as you approach,
Hello.
You realize he's waiting for your name. Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually.
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
No, I don't think so. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest. Good. But even if you have you removed the dead body from the tree? Completely. Does that mean you took the body down from the tree? So, the body is where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. I was sent. I suppose you could.
Inspectorate General means internal affairs.
No need for derogatory terms. They're only doing their job.
He nods.
We all feel that way.
And then?
But first, we have to take it down. After you, officer.
If you're about to embark on...
You mean you don't have a badge? Oh, if you didn't have your badge, then that would be very bad. You would need to report it on my...
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed, utterly, and it through a PA by other people, whether they like it or not. Ram it up their ears, says your adrenaline gland. Violently express yourself. Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline?
Finalicé muy pronto el pensamiento este. Vamos a ver, vamos a ver. Volveré. Nada podría malirse. Increíble, ahora estoy empezando de cero.
You should totally sing karaoke here, utterly, through a PA by other people, whether they like it or not. Ram it up. You should sing the sad small... No. You would need another copy of the tape. Who is mistakenly identified? As you approach the...
Excuse me. I think you may be the person I've been waiting for. Hello.
You realize
Okay, it looks like we...
what he means is he has been.
If you don't mind,
This man.
it also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally... Good. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? Does that mean the body is no longer in the... Completely? Mm-hmm. Sure. So, where it has been hanging for 7 days. I was sent here to... I suppose you could...
Inspectorate General.
No need for derogatory terms.
He nods.
Talk to the manager. After you, officer.
If you're about to embark...
You mean you don't have a badge? Oh.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Aquí se estaban metiendo. Aquí debe haber ido hace rato.
A man in his late 20s.
Mr.
Yes?
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation.
Fantastic. That's wonderful.
Sir.
Yes, of course.
I know it took us a while to...
No,
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You said you just got here.
What, of Martinez?
But you still know your...
Yes, I know where...
I didn't imply that. The body was behind the building, right? How do we get...
Behind this building, there's a court.
And how do we get there?
See that door?
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real. Oh, excuse me. You owe me 100 and...
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money.
Wow, you're a genius. Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work. So don't try. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually, more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30. What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9 packs of Royal... Yes, it is.
O sea que ya le podía pagar desde hace rato.
No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency 100 times smaller than the real. I'm not even going to take this. Come back when you have 130 real. It is.
Isn't it evil? The order of...
It does, doesn't it?
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something.
You can't arrest me. I haven't done anything.
Me falta autoridad porque no tengo inteligencia emocional, pero por lo menos puedo intentarlo.
The words leave your mouth as if walking up the stairs. Everything is going fine.
Oh, so apparently...
Sir, officer.
I'm sorry, but I can't let him stay here if he doesn't pay. He's 3 days on the slip. If he doesn't have the money, good luck.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria in time or space. That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. Entertain the thought when you get... This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Increíble. ¿Por qué no lo había pensado antes?
The spread pattern of the more old bullet.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup.
These manly men are... No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game. You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack. God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline. The cold already your muscles are... A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly, an embodiment. Behold the fear and confusion reflected in the...
Merde! Bordel de merde!
A whorehouse of shit. It wasn't whorehouse of shit. The shot was at least 23.
What the hell is your problem? I don't care if you are a cop. You do.
A man his age getting worked up like that? Better watch that blood.
You vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with 5 bull? Well, it damn well isn't. It's pétanque. You
Take it easy, René.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You are as a goddamn bull. A fine example.
It's okay.
He's trying to avoid. The lieutenant says nothing, but his face is rigid. It seems he does not approve.
Unfortunately, I don't. In Martinez, cop is a...
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent.
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties. But you must agree that nature, in her infinite wisdom, has made men more fit to perform certain... Really, gender equality is a very noble, very modern idea. But in real... Yes. The terrain here... Yes. Why what? Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country. Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Should have fought...
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
This place is a damn... Yes, Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in... This here is blood ground.
Blood ground. You got old René.
Damn right.
He approved.
The rest of the city.
Well...
You don't...
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present.
I'm sorry. I would. Instead, all that is... This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. A true king in both blood and mind. Led Revachol before Frissel.
Some manner of self...
Damn Frissel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution. The suzerain is the king. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
All you observe.
This is the uniform of the...
Don't you mean Frick?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown.
There's something you missed. You will get to it. Don't worry. As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. So cool. From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit. Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop, Dick Mullen. With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
Superestrella más o menos. Ventaja temporal a la investigación. -2 de lógica. Sigue pareciendo improbable. Me quita compostura esta chingadera. Cuando estoy desarrollando revisar esto en el momento.
bed is cold.
The option to go to sleep.
A mirror hangs a hot water. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of as you sleep. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there. Behold, you have no idea who this thing is. It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis. Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. You can't. What does it even mean? What is the emotion? You should check yourself for a pulse. Superstar. Good call. Go ahead and try something if you like. Or, stop staring into the... Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place, somewhere in the past. That's all you know. It's too late.
Al fin ya tengo mi jeta. Vamos. No sé qué tanto se corresponde esa imagen con Harry porque ni siquiera tiene la parte de atrás del pelo y la greña que le puede. Cosas que pasan.
Can I help you? Absolutely.
Absolutely. Your body is ready, sire.
What thing? Yes, not... They come...
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means we don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men.
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. No, you don't. Fucker. Besides,
You do realize you can just go into the kitchen at 1300 hours. No need for superstar charm. Sambo is an acronym for Samaran boxing. Graceful.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything.
Another thing. Great. Yes?
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there and then accelerated straight into the fence. The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south, must have been in a hurry.
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With the jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate.
You could follow the tracks.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city.
All around you, the spring thaw, looking up at the sky. Grey sky like great battleships. Your shirt stick. You're not dressed for this weather. Sheets of rain over the ruins of a half-sunken sea fort, the skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district, urban coastline, coal city, and your hair isn't. There's a fleet on the corner. A plastic coat is folded into a small triangle under the counter by the window. Beyond that, the strike breakers have gathered. The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide.
Estilo gris de lluvia. La camisa se te pega en el pecho, las sombreras en tu glaciar disco. Pensa en el frío que abre bajo tu piel. Esto vestido pasa de temporada, debe conseguir una gabardina o una capa de patrulla. Cantos de lluvia sobre el agua, un tramo de escalera que lleva al océano, ola tras ola limpiando la costa de Martinez, sus lanchas a motor y sus juncos meciéndose suavemente. Las ruinas de un fuerte medio hundido se desmoronan en una ensenada. Más allá de la bahía de Rebacho, los fantasmas se elevan hacia el cielo. Los rascacielos de la delta del distrito financiero, una tenue luz dorado se filtra desde la ventana de las oficinas y de las orillas. Litoral urbano, lluvia, goteras de los tejados, hormigón, bla 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 bla. Fin de todas las líneas, tu cabello es grasiento. La entrada del fuerte industrial, cerrará cal y canto. Te sacudes como una niña tratando de librar el agua de su pelaje. Sacudir los hombros de una.
You shudder. Look, 2 green snakes Capeside apartments. Tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls. Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play. The morning news. A yard. Collapsed storm drains. Old sewage systems flooded with rainwater. Hidden weapons. A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. The road ascends. A raised moat. Revachol is the capital of the world. Jamrock is the capital of Revachol. It's home.
I have a brother in a cut. Where the wood at?
To be in Martin, standing in the rain, looking north, where Jamrock rock. In the rains, it's the only home. Your vision blurs. Coalition era stat.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. You should get a raincoat. There's a freight to the east. They sell them there.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock. The body is downwind from here.
We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage. We might want to ask for a key from the manager.
Before you stands a vapor emanates from. This must be the In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, a metallic drill.
Take what you need, officer.
The pry bar, cold, useful for opening all. The handles are long, it's robust, lets you see things. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheated, the frequency, the soft.
This is
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the...
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes.
Received.
Give it a minute.
Officer? Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do?
There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
No, not me. What? Of course it... No one calls the police. You know... What the Union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like...
Legally, no. In reality, yes. Martinez is de facto policed by the dock workers' union.
Push her further. Show her the error of her... The fucking nerves on her. Trying to hide behind weakness. You're a god. An angry but just god. You can almost hear the girl getting smaller on the other end.
No.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the Union already knew about the court. No one calls the police. You know, what the Union says goes. People listen.
Push her further. Show her... The fucking nerve...
Hey, if you cannot restrain yourself, then I'll be handling the interviews from now on, and you can quietly take notes. Fine.
Breathing on the other end.
Okay. You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, you know whom. Maybe, I don't know. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
You hear the...
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing. As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you. As the concrete floor...
I knew you could do it. By climbing...
With your feet...
¿Quién diría que... Ok, vamos a continuar con esta partida. ¿Quién diría que darme un momento en la otra partida me daría una perspectiva nueva, ¿saben? Ahora vamos a probar las nuevas cosas. Un chubasquero. Pero fresco no se tu barrio. Forma física. Teatralidad. Forma física. Casi no tengo inteligencia. La moral la tengo ya más alta. Vamos a poner esta pendeja. Me gusta la idea. Y de una vez me voy a quitar los malditos guantes. Ya llevo toda la partida con eso, ni siquiera estoy haciendo nada. ¿Quién diría? Con lo que tengo de constitución también se me debería hacer fácil, ¿sabes? El poder haber tomado la carta ahora. Visión espacial, teatralidad.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change." The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friso. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text. After rifling, the magazine is divided into several sections. International developments, Kunst und Kultur, and, unsurprisingly, much of this you skim the headline. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Cape Side apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent. One of the editorials proclaims that the more the forces of reaction attempt to crush the body, the more defiant. Sounds like their bodies just... You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. It takes a moment as you leaf through this. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top. The actual article is surprisingly light on detail. You think instead, you find where to even start. For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships. And then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes. And that precisely is, at the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're really... You see, one cannot avoid the conclusion that Tip Top Tourney is simply the apotheosis of...
I can safely say the thought had never crossed my mind, Detective. I'm sure most... If I had...
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfold. This section you also skip over and face it. You really are. You flip back to the front of the magazine. Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du cristal a la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, but like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going a la fumée. Unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel, La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics...
What do you expect? It was laying around the office...
You flip back to the front of... On second glance,
it's unfortunate.
Let's see what's inside. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection, hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Couron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes. Special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is...
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs, booze, blood. Remember, Leo, all items on the list, the drawer slides. The file cabinet stands steady, the drawer slides. All those empty wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone partied really, really hard here. Well, they went through...
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you. I am.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, Rene.
If you must.
Nothing incriminating, catch. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, Rene, is dressed in a Royal Carabinieri uniform. The girl is young, and Rene looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memory.
Why did you take that picture of Rene? Fine, but...
This is the night... rusting control panel with several knobs. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. With a surprisingly, this crane was built with a purpose, which has now been fulfilled. Who can say?
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers.
Before you stands a cargo container.
You do? There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? It's a cargo. We're not here to interact with containers.
You attempt to your left. The lieutenant considers your actions. No reply. Why are you even trying to open a door with red?
Because what wasn't enough? Now is not the time to get...
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately...
He looks extremely comfortable.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad...
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's...
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're... So tell me.
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain... This should take care of that It should be sufficient.
Hey, that's 25 real. That's good money. Think of all the stuff you could...
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is. Don't mention it. But also, don't forget it. I'm just... Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun. Lost. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
Are you all right, Harry? You seem anxious. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and...
Mr. Dubois, you don't...
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
While Everard is distracted by your odd beat...
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Don't be dramatic.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know you've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what?
And gets over it in 2 seconds.
I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you—
Thank you for your understanding.
You too, Lieutenant.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
I assure you, there's nothing to be ashamed of, Harry. You're among friends, and the good news is I have a big fat folder on you, Harry. I'm sure you have a lot of questions to ask. Maybe I can help you out.
Don't trust him. For all you know, Dubois might be his name.
I'm sure you had some concerns you thought I might be able to address. And you were probably right. I can.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now. It's Harry. Harry Dubois.
You feel like a Dubois, but you don't feel like a Harry. Strange.
And I can work with you, Harry. Now, but of course, Harry, your precinct is the 41st and you live in Jamrock. You're a Jamrock boy. A long way from home, but that's okay. Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry? Well, yes. I'm sure you're— Well, Harry, if I were to sum you up in one word, it would be apologetic. Well, you sure come off as very confident in all our this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
I find that...
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry.
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM file.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi, from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man. So is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the host.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally.
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt, a steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you. Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down. And Jean, please take it easy with the race science. That's a yes to getting the body down, no to the race science. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates. He's the big impressive one. You know, tattoos, muscles, ethnic looking. Can't miss him. Great guy. Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martin. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. Oh, you're being...
Does this jiggling ooze think he's going to use you? He's got another thing coming. Play his game, son, with your eyes peeled. He's going to slip up, and when he does...
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and you can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them. Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to...
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here. You're...
before the cargo container. Its drawer.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital, which is something your race needs. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant, idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of its failure to challenge the world order. Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music? Offshoots of the Seminoles people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race. But I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
Measurehead stoically looks to the distance.
So it was. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior. Then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning and
You're so noble, Measurehead.
But, while I am babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
the woman's gate.
So, you guys are like cops or something? Cool.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Everett's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. The man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Reisvik. Farewell, ham sandwich. You are a Union man from now on.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in... What are you, deaf? They're perfect, like rock star politician and drug addict teacher. Embrace the superstardom you've worked so hard to establish. Yeah, you have. With a sudden flash. The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk. And do you know what you should...
Is this about the... wow. I didn't know you worked. Anything else I can...
Blow the whole thing on speed and gin right now.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? A lot. For the room and broken window, 100 real. A lot. For the room... Yes.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently...
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. Yes. One.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up!
It's not about cutting. And no, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work. You are. Your station would not...
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Come back later, Corporal.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus. I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some... Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them. I hope we do. It's getting really late.
The rotting man. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Come back later, Corporal. Amuse yourself with...
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done... There truly is a time for everything. Even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity. I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes? That's right.
You knew it because you inspected your ledger. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
Primero hay que rellenar un formulario informativo de 11 campos. Comienza con uno ayudante. Vamos directo al resumen de 3 partes.
That's you.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribbling.
KK57-0803. Next. NA. Next. NA. Roughly 50.
The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook, teeming with opportunistic microorganisms, letting out a foul-smelling diamine compound. Your eyes turn watery.
Mondial.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Fucky, fucky!
Male.
pigs can have sex.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the
KK 57 0503 0815. Listen.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
A strange word. Treatment.
Then again, the right lividity is easy to produce if you know what you're doing.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette ball-like. The building is tall, 7 stories, wind-wrapped in solitude. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodin, I think. Let's see.
Vamos por las 3 horas otra vez. Roca comienza, difunto lleva botas blindadas y calzoncillos blancos. La marca de los calzoncillos es bla bla bla, comprobar la etiqueta.
See, it's
Babrodin, yes. Inexpensive.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired...
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood...
Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a...
Tattoos. The operator, the assistant, has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman, well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters, generally consistent with age, about 50. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short. Lividity is
fucking low velocity. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was talking shit about.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Ligature mark.
Corta el poliéster mientras manipula la cinta en la mano. Luego es insoportable. Al cabo de un rato queda patente que el material no se puede cortar.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters. The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See?
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on... Snap! The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck. and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour, abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
No! I fucking...
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Ah yes, your hunch before. We can have a semen analysis requested from processing, if that's what you meant. No, you weren't, officer. That would be preposterous. Just write down that we request a semen, vaginal, and anal fluids and...
The corpse with his pants down does not have an opinion on the subject. The dead man's penis is average-sized. Congested. You should touch it.
Tocarlo.
Doesn't feel like anything. A cold spot under your gardening gloves.
My pig's so fucking ill right.
Oh, your pig's pretty.
This wasn't necessary. What's going on here? Why are you doing that? The lieutenant is unaware of what's happening in your head and why you're touching it. He merely
Back is symmetrical.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about... We have a real museum here. Last item, hands.
His flesh is cold.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name? I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Kobo. What can I do? You get me, Kobo. I feel like you were once, for tenderness and kisses yourself, but then shit went south and now you're ahead of... We should do this.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling. I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hot.
Working so close to the fumes coming from the corpse.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. Central nervous system. I have nothing.
You don't even have a joke.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Higher.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting...
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system. Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen, hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
From here, it looks as though the clown-faced man is screaming. The tendons of his jaw are torn apart. Hyoid ripped from the force of the lieutenant's hands.
Agarrado por la fuerza de la mano del teniente.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. No, you don't. You can keep it in. You manage to suppress the contractions trying to enter your stomach.
There are ancient mysteries down there.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary, Na. Same for toxicology and serology, Na. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal.
Gastrointestinal, suelta un suspiro de alivio. Este último campo de la lista mira su entrenador.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Comida semisólida digerida en el estómago. Toca la parte del abdomen y echa del cadáver brevemente.
What's next on the list? Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too. Head, chest, and scalp. And your opinion, officer?
Ay, mejor lo dejamos por aquí. Chinguen a su madre. Dios mío, me estoy aburriendo. Yo creo que hasta aquí llegó. Ya me voy a dormir. Se me cuidan. Probablemente borre esta transmisión. Fue tremenda porquería. O quién sabe, a lo mejor lo dejo. Pero bueno, se me cuidan.